Sure, thank you. Yeah, my name's Sal, and people here around the area know me as Doc Lock. I'm with the Group Mechanics dance company, and basically what we do is specialize in primarily locking. And we do several other styles of the that go back to the funk era, of the '70s, like popping and strutting and all that. But primarily locking. I've been doing it for quite a number of years. Personally, I started getting into the whole locking thing back in San Francisco in 1978. I remember that because I was like starting my junior year of high school, and I remember one summer I just seeing these guys out there on the streets getting down, doing a variety of dances, and it looked like they were doing a fight, or they were getting ready to do some kind of a fight or so, and we're all gathering around to watch that, and I was just amazed to see what they did instead is they just started playing with the music and started throwing dance moves around left and right that really amazed me and wowed me, and I just said, hey, I want to learn that. And so that's basically how I started to get into it. I had seen locking and that type of thing on TV and so on during that time. I didn't really follow it as much, and it wasn't until I actually seen it close up live like that in front of me where it just really inspired me to want to go on and learn it and try to do it. Back in those days, it was harder because we didn't have videos, we didn't have teachers. I mean, people were really particular about holding their moves and showing what they had. When they were going to show their move, they're going to do it on a dance floor, on a sidewalk, in a cut up, or that type of thing. But they weren't going to just easily go off and teach somebody else. So learning it back in those days was very, very hard. I started back it was the summer of 1978 when I officially really started going at it. I found other friends in the neighborhood and the school and that type of thing that we hooked up together. We made our own group. One of the first groups that we did was called Diabolical Lockers. And basically, whoever could afford a jacket, we got that together, and we got the guys together, and we practiced routine, and we went out dancing over at Fisherman's Wharf, out there, for money and all back in those days. We also danced at this club. It was really a hall, and that's what it was called. It was called California Hall, and it was our Radiotron, to a sense. Back in San Francisco. In this area, these folks rented out a spot that we could do, just get down and dance. And okay, here for the bye. Thanks for coming. It was one of the first places I seen some of the known groups because they would have shows, talent shows every so often, like every other month or so. They would do some kind of bigger event where people wouldn't back in those days a lot of money, $100 grand prize. Like everybody be practicing and working up to get ready to get into the talent shows out there and also. And there I saw a great group like Close Encounters of the Funkiest Kind. Who are specialists at strutting styles. There was other, locker groups, Gold Tea Lockers, which is a Samoan-based group and stuff. They were apparently out of the LA area. I didn't realize that until pretty recent. But back then, we thought they were, homegrown. They were from the San Francisco area. Tremendous groups, Midnight Persuasion, Casualistic, all those types of things. It was a great group. Dr. Grave and the Cemetery Slave, those unique, funky names, from the time is what kind of inspired us just to keep on, trying to come up with newer ideas and newer moves and all types of things, for our performances and all. So it was a great time. It was a great time, doing that. So, well, actually, I'll tell you, around 1999, when I saw other people dancing out there doing it, I was rusty. I realized how, oh my God, I need to work. But it was, that it only made sense. My years, my age and everything, makes a big difference. And also, I never took it in any bad way. I just love the fact people were doing it. I didn't care how they were doing it, or where they were doing it, what music they were doing it to. I just enjoyed the idea that they were still doing it, because this, again, this is it's a unique ability. I looked at it back in the early years, as our sport, our method of saying, hey, here's a talent that we have we can do that. Other people can't. Some people don't even understand it. Some people can't even imagine, what it was about. Back in the early days, people, they're doing a robot, they're doing that silly dance, that funny clown dance or whatnot. To me, they didn't know what they were talking about. They didn't understand my dance, but I didn't care. I knew how it felt. Our area and our folks and stuff that were doing it, we all had our own understanding, like a brotherhood and sisterhood, because there were a lot of great girl dancers back doing these styles too. We knew what that feeling was all about, and there was some kind of connection as a result of it, and also that kept us out of trouble. It kept, it just helped us keep a good positive outlook on things. Yeah, and around 99, 2000, so on, I'm starting to realize, a lot of things, there's a lot of politics in the dance and whatnot. And to this day, I don't let that faze me, because that's not what the dance is about. The dance is about how it, what you're feeling right here, and whether I don't just specialize in one. I try to, focus on my locking. I've worked at it, over time. I'm remembering things that, from back in my earlier years. My body's getting reconditioned back again. I want to try to do some of the things I used to do that was pretty good back then, and also, if I could do it again in my current age, hey, so be it. But I specialize in strutting also, and popping and that thing, because those were the dances that I grew up with, and but primarily what we want to do is just keep as much of this whole dance, the whole feel of it, that era of funk. Keep it alive and keep going, because the music really made us move the way we move, and to hear those songs again, to see people who are my children basically, and when I age of my children doing it again, it's really it's a moving experience for me. So yeah.
Okay.